Hello, everybody. Joe Bagadones here, and welcome back for another episode of One. This time we're starting off on the Mio Route. Just a quick forewarning before we start this episode. It's currently 3 p.m. I got off work at 12. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept. I can't go to sleep. My face is burning, and my lips are on fire and chapped like crazy because the last 2 nights I've been standing outside all night in the cold wind. Completely getting bodied because I'm like the only person who brings actual like cold weather gear with me to work, which means hey, you can stand ground when we do our engine runs, which is basically watch the engines and let them know if anything happens or goes wrong. Except those take like 5 hours plus the actual maintenance we had to do on them, so that totals up to like in the past 2 days, probably been like over 20 hours just standing outside getting buffeted by the wind. So yeah, I'm not having a great time right now, honestly. I was honestly thinking about skipping recording today because I'm like, I don't want to like crack my lips speaking into a mic a lot, but this is a labor of love going out to all of you guys. Second thing, Mio doesn't show up until like fairly late on in the VN, unless she shows up earlier, depending on which choices we pick. So it's gonna be a while before like I talk to you guys again. And what was the other thing? The other thing was, I think. All right, what I'm going to do is instead of just skipping through the scenes that we've already read with the girls in them that we're going after, our target, you could say, our objective for this route. A very objectifying way to label them, but you know what I mean. The main girl for the route. Instead of just skipping through it because we've already read it, I'll probably just reread it because that we mostly read it back in Nagamori's route, common route into her route a while ago. So honestly, I'm fucking stupid and forget things really easily. So, yeah, I'll just reread them unless I skip through them by accident. But, usually there'll be a choice before it that's like, hey, here's the character on the screen. Pick the thing with them and read it. But like, Mio shows up twice. Like, maybe 3 times in the other heroines' routes. Like, there's the cafeteria, there's getting your coat back, and then we ran into her like one more time in the hallway in fucking Misaki-senpai's route. But enough jibber-jabbering from me. We will be starting up that route, and I will be seeing you guys in a couple seconds for you, but for me, it's probably going to be a couple minutes of just zooming on through. Where's my pencil? I got a marker, and where's my whiteboard? I have a whiteboard that I write notes on, but it's still got the stuff from trick-or-treating where I said, yeah, just take whatever you think is fair on it. So I will be going at 03:45-ish to wherever. I'll be seeing you guys again, so cutting here. Goodbye. Okay, we're back. Only took like 5 minutes of skipping around and choosing random answers on all the questions that weren't random because I'm following the guide because I'm a sheep that can't decide things for myself, but mainly because old VNs with a million choices are fucking crazy cryptic with how they give out points and what the thresholds are to trigger certain events, and I don't got time to fucking get a bajillion. I don't want to say dead ends or bad ends. This seems more like a game where like it just ends and then probably like eternity happens and then just never comes back, and it's like, and then he's gone. But yeah. I hear a spectacularly colorful sound, followed immediately by a strange hot sensation on my back. A very hot sensation. An incredibly hot sensation. What the? Ugh! I leap off my seat and spin around. Hello, Mio, and hello, gang from Moon. Yui, Haruka, Ikumi, and, Yoko? Yeah, Yoko. Yoko-san. Not Yuko, Yoko. I remember. I remember what I taught myself to say. Yo, Yoko? Huh, that's an inside joke for all the people who watch Moon. You can watch the Moon read through if you want. Most of the episodes look like fucking ass because I didn't understand how to use OBS to select the screen or the window that was open instead of just recording the entire screen. So on my like fucking my monitor that's like, I don't know what it is. It's like fucking 21 by like 21,000 by like 31,000, and the native window for Moon is like 480p, so I had to zoom in Premiere, and oof, those videos looked crusty as fuck until later on when I realized, oh, I can just select the window to record, which is what I'm doing here. So it doesn't look like absolute dog shit, but also one runs way better than Moon runs. The Moon version I had downloaded ran like fucking garbage. Anyway, enough about Moon. This is one. Hello, Mio. I like your ribbon. A small girl stands there, staring at me with a look of shock. We are shocked! Just gonna let that one sit in. Let it set in for you guys. Then, meeting my gaze, she begins to furiously bow up and down. Meanwhile, I'm otherwise preoccupied. My back was hot. It's still hot. Actually, it's hotter than it was before. Bending my arm around my back in confusion, I wipe my hand up against something. It sticks to my hand. Ew! This sensation, it's udon! No, maybe it's ramen. At least it's like a brothy thing instead of like a plate of curry, which would just fucking stick to you like napalm. Wait, does it really matter? Bow. I'm not gonna do what I was just gonna do. Don't worry about it. I was probably gonna do several things and I couldn't decide on them, but I'm not gonna do any of them because the rational side of my brain took over to silence the reptilian brain. Looking as though she's about to cry, the girl continues to bow. Senpai gently advises, having grasped the situation from my reaction. Bow. In a trance-like state, I remove my coat. Whew. I thought I was gonna die. Bow. Has this girl been bowing all this time? Well, looking at the plastic utensils and trays scattered all over the floor, I can pretty much work out what happens. Udon with plastic utensils. I can see it working. It depends how cooked the noodles are. Because like udon, if you let it soak and you try to pick it up with chopsticks, it'll just like slice right through them, and now you just have two slippery noodles. So honestly, eating udon with like a fork or like one of those serving spoons, you know, the kind of soup spoon they have in Japanese and Chinese restaurants. One of those would be extremely helpful while eating. Between that and my steaming coat, that is. Bow. Watching her bowing apologetically like that, it feels as though I'm the one who did something wrong. It's okay. You don't have to apologize that much. I'm not angry or anything. Senpai chimes in. Of course not. After all, it's not as if it was deliberate. Yeah, honestly, that's just one of the shock of the moment things where all of a sudden you're burning, you're gonna go, what the fuck? And, without even thinking about it. Besides, I've dropped Katsudon. Katsudon. There we go. Katsudon. I remember I made this exact same fucking flub when I read it the first time. Katsudan on the floor before myself.
私もあるかな。天丼だけど。
Well, that's how it is, so don't worry about it.
全然どういうわけかわからないけどね。
Senpai.
冗談だよ。
Having listened to our conversation, the girl's expression relaxes a little, and she finally stops apologizing. She stares into my face with a look of genuine regret. Okay, I'd better be getting back to class. We've got PE next period. Casting a deliberate glance at my watch, I get up from my seat. I can't handle girls when they make that face at me. Picking up my soup-stained coat, I start to leave, but the girl has a firm grip on the hem of my uniform, and she's staring hard at me. What's wrong? Gee.
洗濯するって言ってるんじゃないかな。
Uh-huh. She moves her head up and down twice. Really? I don't really mind. After all, it's all the same once it dries. Would it though? You'd be fucking smelling like broth. Which honestly, there are worse things to smell like, but it'd still be weird. Ugh. Gee. Ugh. Would you please clean it for me, Mio? Okay, fine. I'll leave it to you then. The girl's expression instantly lightens up. She happily accepts my uniform. Hugging my uniform to her little body, she gives a big bow before tottering off. When she reaches the cafeteria exit, she turns back towards us again and gives another deep bow. Somewhat dumbfounded, I can only stand and watch as she disappears from sight. What a strange girl.
あ、女の子だったんだ。
What, you hadn't noticed?
あの子、一度も喋らなかったから気がつかなかったよ。
Come to think of it. Now that she mentions it, I get the feeling that she's right. That really is one strange girl.
でも、いい子だよ。
Yeah, that's true. After all, she did offer to wash my coat.
でも、その後どうやって届けるのかな。
え？
その女の子、浩平くんの学年とかクラスとか知らないでしょ？
Seems like I'll have to do without my coat for a while.
風邪ひかないでね。
Parting with Senpai, I head back to the classroom, and this is where I'm gonna part with you guys, as I'm gonna start fast forwarding again. So see you when probably we're at the entrance hall where we're getting our coat back. Later, woo! Alrighty, and we're back. It's only been a minute for me, so yay. Senpai, give me your coat. Senpai, why don't you give me your coat instead?
嫌だよ。
That's only the natural response. But given the season ahead, it's going to be tough going without a coat. Just then, I spot a somewhat familiar girl in the direction of the entrance hall. Oh, it's a girl from yesterday. With the overflowing crowd centered around the shoe shelf, the girl from yesterday is buried, like she's at a Travis Scott concert. She's been drawn into the crowd, and now she can't move.
帰るところなのかな。
No, it looks like she's trying to come over to where we are. Seems that she's noticed our faces and is now struggling to weave through the crowd in our direction. On the way, she runs into several people, stopping each time to lower her head. As she stops, she inevitably holds up the traffic, resulting in yet another person bumping into her. It's a spectacular display of awkwardness.
来ないね、その子。
She's about halfway through now. She just got pushed back a little.
大変そうだね。
We wait for a few more minutes. Finally, the girl warily pulls her way out of the crowd. Pattering over to us, she huffs and puffs wildly for breath. Are you, okay? The girl pats her messed up uniform and smiles. She's okay, or so it seems. But she does look a little like she's about to cry. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, she nods twice. Well, if you say so. So, did you want to talk to us about something? Uh-huh. She nods before handing me a paper bag as big as her body. Can I open it? Uh-huh. She gives an energetic nod, then, her burden having been lightened after releasing the bag. I put my hand inside the big paper bag and rummage through it. Ah, it's my coat. My familiar coat peeks out from the inside of the paper bag. Probably the first time it's been washed in months. Oh, you washed it for me? Uh-huh. Oh, thanks. It's nice and clean now. Uh-huh. She looks happy.
寂しいよ。
Oh, fuck off. We just did your route last time. Senpai sulks as she is left on the sidelines.
なんか浩平くんの一人芝居みたいだよ。
I guess that's how it would seem from Senpai's point of view. But you sure are quiet, aren't you? Even looking back to yesterday, I get the feeling that she hasn't spoken even once.
もしかしてこの子喋れないんじゃないかな。
Oh, that's a novel idea. I give a wry laugh at Senpai's extreme suggestion. Uh-huh. The girl in front of me is nodding. Don't tell me that you really can't speak. Uh-huh. She nods again. Try saying, ah.
あ、
What's the point in you saying it, Senpai?
冗談だよ。
You're cute, so I'll let it pass. Try saying, ah, one more time. Her little mouth opens to form an ah. But that's all it does. Now try E. Because I know it's not I, because that's not a Japanese vowel. A-I-U-A-O. But as expected, nothing else happens. Next, try saying the names of all the American states.
そんなの私でも言えないよ。
If you gave me a long time, I could do it, but I'd have to have like a piece of paper and I'd draw myself like a crude map. But then again, even the map would be rough. Because once you get to the Midwest states where they're all just fucking squares, like, bruh. Trying as hard as she can, she forces her mouth to flap open and shut. Of course, there are no state names forthcoming. Wow, it's just like you said, Senpai.
うん、私も驚いたよ。
Even now, she's desperately moving her mouth. That's okay, you can stop now. I'm sorry. She opens her mouth in a ho kind of way. It must be tough not being able to speak. Uh-huh, she nods.
自己紹介もできないね。
Shake, shake. She turns her head from side to side. Then she takes out the sketchbook she's been holding the whole time. Turning over a new page, she begins to write something on it with a black marker. Grinning, she turns to face me. Using the entire sketchbook page, she has written Kozuki Mio. That's probably her name. Smile. Nico. Nico. Alright, I'll stop saying that before someone breaks my fucking Nico kneecaps. I'm sorry, I can't read those characters.
ごめんね。字が見えない。
Ho. Just imagine Hanyu noises. She looks sad. Not giving up though, she turns over a new page and begins to write again. Kozuki Mio. This time, she writes it using enormous hiragana characters. Thank you. So, your name is Mio. I'm Kohei. Nice to meet you.
よろしくね、みおちゃん。
Uh-huh. She nods twice with an ingenuous smile. Ingenuous? I have no idea.
みおちゃん、1年生？
She responds to Senpai's question by writing on her sketchbook again. That's right. I gotta be careful, I might give her a Meowth voice by accident. It seems that she is. I interpret for Senpai, who can't see.
そうなんだ。私は3年生だよ。
I can't help but smile to see them somehow managing to establish communication.
あ、私、そろそろ家に帰らないといけないんだよ。
Mio hangs her head in disappointment.
ごめんね、ミオちゃん。
Shake, shake. Well, I better be going to club activities soon, too.
それなら、これで解散だね。
Yep. Okay. Waving to each other, we each go our own separate ways. As I walk down the corridor alone, once again, I think to myself, man, it's going to be a while until we see Mio again, but it's going to be a blink of an eye for you. So, jump cut! Alright, we're back. I had blitzed through some Mio stuff when we bumped into her on the stairs, so I will go back and read it from the text log here, because there's no way to jump back to scenes that have previously occurred in this game. So yeah, oops, my bad. Haha. Doesn't really matter, because it's not like I'm gonna be voicing everyone and reading the narration either way, so you just have a different BMG is all, with Nagamori there in the background, where she belongs. Having finished my business, I'm on my way back to class. Suddenly, I feel someone pulling at the hem of my uniform. Smile. Turning around, I find Mio looking up at me with a big smile on her face. Taking out her sketchbook, she turns it to face me. Is what's written there in huge letters. And then on the next page, hello, is what's written in black marker. Yeah, hello. She nods energetically. Moving between classrooms, I look towards the pencil case and notebook in her arms. In that case, I guess you haven't got much time. Let's talk again later. Oh no. I don't know what that noise was. She shall, by she-shore. She hangs her head in disappointment. You better hurry, or you'll be late. She writes something down in her sketchbook before pointing in my direction. We'll meet again. Is that a threat? She gives an enthusiastic little bow, but crash! Ah! The moment she takes her energetic bow, the textbooks and notebooks in her hands go flying all over the floor. To make things worse, the lid on her pencil case opens, scattering her eraser and pacers down the corridor, several of them rolling down the stairs, which is why you should have a zipper on pencil bags like that. Ellipses. It's the very picture of what I'd expected to happen. Panicking, Mio chases after her eraser, which is still in the process of rolling away. I'll help too. Running down the stairs, I pick up her rolling eraser. Turning around, I put a stop to a pacer that's about to roll over. There. Be sure to hold on to them properly, okay? I hand the stationery I've gathered over to Mio. Okay, she nods. I pick up her textbooks and notebooks for her too. Come on, you better hurry up and go. The chime echoes throughout the school. She gives a deep bow. Then, turning around, she extends her little body as far as she can, waving to me as she dashes down the stairs. Don't fall over! She waves a sketchbook at me as if to say, I'll be okay! The chime stops ringing as Mio disappears from view. I'd better hurry too. Just as I'm about to run off, my feet come to a sudden stop. I turn around to look down the stairwell. Of course, Mio's no longer anywhere to be seen. Still, she sure seems like the type of girl you wouldn't get bored of watching, I conclude while pondering the energetic first year. By the time I return to the classroom, the teacher is already there, and that's where the scene ends, so I will be skipping forward again. Adios until next time. Is it over? Alright, I've been sitting on the screen for like a minute and a half because the fire station siren that so likes to guest star in my videos was just going off. So you might be hearing a fire truck or an ambulance in a couple minutes. But anyway, yeah, we said we go home with Akane. She said some new lines that I hadn't seen before. And then Mio is here, but I actually didn't. I didn't read any of her lines because I honestly didn't care. Sorry, Akane. You're nice. I like you too, but you're not the star of the show here. Turning around, I see Mio smiling up at me. Smile. As always, she's looking energetic. While looking up at me, Mio notices Akane standing by my side. A bow. Putting her hands together, she makes a bow. As if strung along, Akane makes a bow too. Is this the first time you two have met each other? There's a good chance of it, considering they're in different years. Mio and Akane nod at the same time. I take the time to give each a simple introduction to the other. After all, they make for a combination liable to give rise to misunderstandings. So, are you about to go home too, Mio? Mio? Mio stares at Akane with an impressed, "What?" kind of look. Akane seems to be at a loss for what to do as she's being stared at. What's wrong, Mio? As I ask, she begins to write in her sketchbook. They're long. What, her braids? Yeah. It seems she's referring to Akane's pigtails. Yes. I guess you could call them pigtails. In my head, pigtails are more like up on like the side and back instead of like hanging down the front. I would just call those, just braided.
髪長いの珍しい
Uh-huh. Why don't you try growing your hair too, Mio? She gives this some thought before taking her sketchbook out. It wouldn't suit me. I try to imagine Mio with long hair. That's true. Might not suit her at all. You'd have to say it like that. Ugh. You could have just went like, short hair is more your style kind of thing. You didn't have to say like, nah, look fucking garbage on you. You look like shit. She hangs her head sadly.
短い髪似合ってます
Yeah, there we go. Her voice is a whisper as she places her hand on Mio's head. Okay. Looking up at Akane's face, Mio gives a gradual nod. It's a heartwarming sight. So, are you on your way home, Mio? Uh-huh. She nods before turning her stare in my direction. Me? We're about to go home and stop off at the shopping district on the way. Mio's expression sparkles at the mention of the shopping district. She begins to pull at my sleeve as if to say, Hey! Hey, listen! Actually, have never played Ocarina of Time. I played a bit of Majora's Mask because my friend had it, and none of us could really play it very well because neither of us had also either played Ocarina of Time. So we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, and we were dumb and stupid kids who didn't understand the repeating days time system and how to use the ocarina to go back. So yeah, we just said fuck that, let's play Wind Waker instead, and we did, and that was more fun. Though I do like Majora's Mask. It's cool. It's a cool game. I like its themes. I want to come too, to the shopping district? Uh-huh.
一緒に行く
Yay! She responds to Akane's invitation with an enthusiastic raised hand.
公平
Okay, I get it. Let's all go together.
はい
Uh-huh. And so our curious trio leaves the school together. The December air blows down the avenues of the shopping district. Inside, there is already a long line of outside Sanyodo, whatever the fuck that is, the store that specializes in waffles. There we go. Never heard of it. That's just typical of this place. There's always so many people here. Even so, today is better than usual. Right then, I'm gonna buy some. What would you two like?
チョコレート
Uh-huh. Is that okay with both of you?
はい
Uh-huh. Got it. Leaving the two naughty girls behind, I enter the queue. Another indication that this was written by a, I was about to say a Brit bonger, but, by a fucking Aussie. Even worse, some might say. Sanyodo tends to be packed in the evenings, but the crowd is still relatively thin now at midday. Still, it doesn't change the fact that you still need to line up to buy something. A little while later, I purchase the waffles I had come for and head back to where the other two are. I return to find Mio playing with Akane's hair. What are you doing?
編み方を教えています
Nod, nod. It seems Mio had asked Akane about how to tie pigtails. She had untied just one side of Akane's hair and is now in the process of retying it. There and there. Akane watches on as Mio focuses every effort into tying her hair. She raises her hand to have to say, "Done!" Oh, well, let me have a look. As I had largely expected, though, Mio is pretty inept. The one on the left and the one on the right are completely different sizes. Ooh. Rather than tying her hair, it feels as though more she's bound it. Mio Oof, that's a word. Apologetically undoes the pigtail she had tied. Still, that does look like fun.
嫌です
I haven't even said anything yet. It's just that it looked kind of fun, so I was thinking of giving it a try myself.
嫌です
I think I could come up with an abundantly original pigtail unlike any other.
絶対に嫌です
Tug tug. Mio tugs at Akane's sleeve. Somehow, she resembles a child, depending on her mother.
はい
I'll retie it. She declares with her sketchbook before retying Akane's pigtail once more. There, and there. This looks better than the last one. Of course, the movements of her hands are still perilous, as always. She raises her hands as if to announce, "It's done!" Oh, it looks more pigtail-like than it was just then.
はい
Happy at receiving praise, she shows a wide smile. By the way, shall we make a start on the waffles now? As if just remembering, I hold up the bag from Sanyodo.
はい
Uh-huh. The two of them nod simultaneously. Now then, where should we eat?
公園
The park? You mean that park?
はい
Which probably means that place we arrived at last time after getting lost. Okay, that shouldn't be too far from here.
はい
Okay, it's settled. Yay! Mio begins running towards the shopping district exit.
こけますよ
She waves to us as if to say, "I'll be okay." Hey, Akane? It looks a little strange after all. I point to the pigtail that Mio had tied. Shouldn't you retie it?
このままでいいです
Based Akane. So saying, she begins to run after Mio. Something a little different about that Akane today. A thought vaguely crosses my mind before I chase after the other two. Would you really want to undo all the hard work that someone else had done like that? It's been a while since we've been here. Some nice cold granite benches for them wearing skirts in December. Yeah, perfect location. We haven't been back since our date, have we?
違います
Yeah. Her denial is instantaneous. Putting that aside, let's find somewhere to sit.
はい
We find a nearby bench and sit down. Unsurprisingly, for this time of day, there's hardly anyone in the park. I take the freshly baked waffles out of the bag. Honestly, speaking of sitting down on a cold bench, that's why I really like long coats. They make fun of me at work because technically one of them is like a trench coat, but not like school shooter or flasher trench coat. It just kind of like comes down to like mid-thigh. Because if I'm gonna sit down in like the winter, like there's gonna be snow, and wherever I'm sitting at, it's probably gonna be wet. And I don't want my fucking ass to be wet. So honestly, having like that, like the coattails come down and like, you know, giving an extra layer there, it's nice. And honestly, one of them, it's like, I got it for like $30 online. It's a Milsurp like Romanian army like winter coat. It's got like a fake fur like collar that can be attached, so that way it doesn't just look like you're about to flash your junk at a park. And like I got a compliment on it when I went to Wawa at like 3 a.m. And if you don't know what Wawa is, it's like the gas station convenience store in this part of the country that they sell food. It's open 24 hours, but it's not like sketchy gas station food. They actually have like a grill there and they cook everything, and it's like I don't want to say it's good or high quality, but it's like everyone in this area, they can go there and be like, yeah, it'll be okay, and that's that. But anyway, normally there's just crackheads fighting in the parking lot at 3 a.m. or they're being robbed, and the cops are there and they won't let me in because, you know, the robbery, and I have to fuck off and go to the other one like 10 minutes away. Which there's also a chance that is also either in the process of being robbed or having crackheads fighting in the parking lot. Wawa's real fun at 3 in the morning. Go there a lot because I work night shift and it's the only place that's open, and fuck packing a lunch because I'm too lazy to cook for myself, even though I'm an adult. I pay my taxes. Went there so often, the manager like recognized me. I wouldn't say he like knew me, but I'd come in there often enough, and you know, you say please and thank you, you be polite. Dude gave me a bunch of coupons for like free pasta bowls and burgers. Don't remember his name. I haven't seen him in a while. He might have quit, gone somewhere else. Who knows? But I remember him and those coupons he gave me, that some of them are expiring soon, so I better use them. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah, waffles in the park. Here you go, Mio. It's still hot. Damn, they must have fucking wrapped those things good, or you guys got to this park quick. Wah! A smile covers her face as she accepts it. Munch. Or wah! Looking overjoyed, she stuffs her cheeks with the waffle. Then she quickly writes something in her sketchbook. Delicious. Okay, we get it. Talk after you finished eating. Yeah, don't write with your mouth full. Okay. Waffles are in a class of their own when it's cold, aren't they? Well cooked to a golden brown, there's still steam rising from them. She happily carries the chocolate-covered waffle into her mouth. Uh-huh. That seems there's no disagreement forthcoming from Mio. Peaceful days and delicious waffles. Is this what they call happiness? The thought drifts to mind. If only this wasn't the exam period. Akane and Mio freeze at the same time. Sorry. Let's forget about the exams. After all, these are fun days. Akane is the last of us to finish before we set off on our way home. And is this our cut point? Is this where we're cutting? I think it is. Yep. All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys See you guys when Mio next appears. Mio will return in Avengers Endgame. Of course,
そうだね
Okay, is this something? What is this? 5250? All right, possibly back? I don't know. I skipped over the last thing because it was just a couple extra lines of dialogue because we weren't on Nagamori's route, and this might be the exact same thing. So if it is, I'll be skipping over. But if not, hey guys, welcome back. We said we'd pick Nagamori. I forget what this is for. It's probably the I don't know, the vote.
公平な生活態度次第かな
Oh, is this where we said, will you go out with me? Yeah, okay. And she's like, no. What?
ちゃんと朝起きて私にも迷惑かけなくなったらいいよ
That sounds pretty much impossible.
だったら先送りだね
Ugh.
じゃあ忙しいから行くよ私
And with that, she hurriedly leaves the classroom. Brilliant work, Nagamori. On top of noticing that it was all set up, you came up with an unparalleled follow-through.
お前話通してあったんじゃないのか
No. Sumi comes to protest and dissatisfaction. No, I did it fair and square.
にしては穏やかすぎだぞ
Hey man, they're like an old married couple here. He doesn't seem happy about how it ended as a joke. Well, these things happen. Now, I'm headed home too.
盛り上がらなかったな
No, not particularly, but that's okay. Nagamori's route was weird, and I don't know how I feel about most of it. I'm sorry, Nagamori. You're nice. You're very nice. I like you. But Takaru was just was such a fucking weirdo in your route. He was like the definition of like gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. He just fucking like had you jump through hoops. Following Nagamori's example, I too leave the classroom. Now then, what should I do now? I know, I'll turn up the club activities for once. I'm feeling unusually motivated today. If I sustain that motivation, I get the feeling that it wouldn't be impossible for me to use it on club activities. Right. I march down the corridor in high spirits. Maybe I should just go home after all. My motivation only lasted for a moment. Even if I show up, it's not as if there's going to be anyone there. I guess I'll go home. As I turn to head for the entrance, Mio? Tug tug. Someone tugs on my coat sleeve. Turning around, I find Mio hanging off my uniform. She gives a cheerful smile. Hey Mio, feeling well? Genki desu ka? Nod, nod, nod. She looks as energetic as can be. Okay, I get it. So stop pulling on my uniform. Gonna stretch the threads. Yeah, it'll stretch. Mio hurriedly lets go. But my left sleeve is already dangling sloppily down. She hangs her head in dejection. That's alright, I'm not angry. She looks at my extended sleeve with a "but" expression on her face. And it'll probably go back to normal soon enough. If not, just throw it in the dryer. Not that I have any idea whether it really will. Damn, how hard could she have been pulling on it to, like, stretch the threads on, like, a blazer? So, are you headed home now? Unless it's not a blazer and it's a cardigan, I honestly can't really tell from his sprite. And I don't really pay attention to Sumi very often. Sorry. Nope, she shakes her head. Then she begins to write in her sketchbook. Club activities. I see. Actually, that's where I'm going too. So let's both work hard at it. Okay. She gives a small bow. Then, with a little wave of her hand, she dashes off down the corridor. Give her your best! Okay. She nods before showing me her sketchbook. I will. With a big wave of her hand, she energetically spurs her little body onwards until she disappears further down the corridor. Don't fall over now. I guess I'll go to club activities. I guess I'll turn up to club activities after all. What are you part of? You're part of like the light music club or something? Reconsidering my decision, I head towards the club room. As expected, there is no one there when I arrive. I guess there's no helping it. Shikatanai. Taking out my instrument, I begin to practice on my own. A recital for no one with an audience of none. But even so, I continue playing without a word. I say as I look at my guitar in the corner of the room in its case that hasn't been opened in like a year. And I also look at the shelf in the other room with my trumpet lying on it, which also hasn't been played in forever. Can I even still play it? Hold on, let me go get it. My lips are chapped, so I'm gonna fucking suck. Don't worry, I have a mute that I use to practice inside because, you know, I work nights. There it is. I actually got this trumpet on eBay. It's close to 100 years old, so that's cool. Who made it? It's by Imperial Brass. I was the bugler for my base's honor guard for a while, because according to regulations, you're supposed to have someone live there to perform taps. Well, live as in not a recording, because honestly, that's what they do like 95% of the time, because they don't have anyone to do live taps. So they have a big ceremonial one where they stick a speaker in the end, and you stand 45 degrees to the crowd so they can't see into your bugle. And once the firing party is done, you press the play button, you got 5 seconds, you bring it up to your mouth, and then the speaker starts. And then when you're done, you bring it down, you switch it off, and you leave. But because I played trumpet in high school and middle school and elementary school, I say high school, but really it was only freshman year, I fucking hated marching band. If my school had just a concert band or let us be a part of like the orchestra, that would be fantastic, but you know, smaller size school. Let's see if I can just go up the scale. Give me a second, I might have to warm it up. Oh yeah, you can tell I haven't played in a hot sec. Yep, I still got it. Don't ask me to play like anything, because fuck reading complicated sheet music. I can't keep time to save my life after years of not actually playing. But if I'm just playing along to a song I know and I already know the rhythm, yeah, that's no problem. But actually like reading sheet music and keeping tempo, like just sight reading, fuck that. Where was I? Oh yeah. Although it's a solo performance to the very end. Closing the door with my back to the club room, I take my leave. Then, without so much as a sideways glance, I head for the entrance hall. My slippers patter against the darkening corridor floor as I walk on my own. I'm feeling especially tired today. I had no idea that it was getting so late. What instrument do you play, anyway? You seem like a bass guitar kind of guy. You know, like you don't stand out, but you're like the backbone of a four-man band. And the singer won't sleep with you because you're married, and it becomes a meme. You guys know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, man, I'm fucking old. I'm getting old, and my internet anime drama is from fucking 10 years ago. Haruhi Season 3, never. I just want fucking Snowy Mountain Syndrome and Editor-in-Chief, man. That's all I want. And I kind of want, I kind of want Sasaki and the anti-SOS brigade too. That'd be nice. Man, the second half of the novels are the best part. Like, Disappearance, fantastic. Disappearance and Onward, good. Kino, some would say. Absolute Kino. Read the Haruhi light novels, not a visual novel. This is a visual novel. There is a visual novel, but there's a lot of spin-off games in Japanese that haven't been translated. Anyway, I'll shill for Haruhi some other time. There's always time for my girl. Haruhi also best girl. I like Yuki too. She's fine. I used to really prefer her when I was younger, but then I realized Haruhi's way better. It's like the Rei versus Asuka debate. It's like, yeah, Rei's okay, but like Asuka has a personality. As I say, looking at the Asuka figure on my desk. Shut up. I watched Evo when I was 15, so it's fine. I'm allowed to still like Asuka. Where are we? Oh yeah. I arrived at the entrance hall without seeing another person. And when I first watched Haruhi, they were all older than me, so yeah. That even makes it even more fine. Shut up. Opening my locker on the shoe shelf, I quickly changed my shoes. Just why am I still going to club activities anyway? Because, I made you. It's not as if I have anything to gain. It's just a waste of time. Even knowing that, though, I still don't particularly dislike the club. After all, I joined this club because I wanted to. Just happened to turn out to be filled with phantom members. Either way, it's a good thing to have time to waste on. It's a good thing to have time to waste in the first place. Clunk. The sound of the locker slamming shut echoes throughout the quiet air. Putting my bag on again, I push open the heavy doors to the entrance hall and head outside. At that very instant, I'm struck by a gust of cold wind. I unthinkingly place my hand up against my coat. Why? It's definitely winter now. Catching sight of the nearby sunken sun, I start to head home. Grab. What? Suddenly, someone hugs me from behind. What is it? Turning my neck to look behind me, I see Mio clinging to my back. Extending her little arms as far as they'll go, she wraps them around me. A little touchy, but okay. An innocent smile. But, hey, Mio? Uh-huh. It's true that this way, my uniform won't stretch. Uh-huh. But you've got to stop hugging me. Did you just get glomped? Another thing, glomping doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, conventions ban that. Same with yaoi paddles. After... Fuck, dude, yaoi paddles? Dude, I'm old. I'm getting so old. Fuck. Yeah, they banned them after after there was an incident at a con where someone fucking slammed someone in the back with one and, like, actually, like, damaged their spine and gave them, like... They weren't paralyzed, but they did have, like, nerve issues in their legs. So, yeah, that's when cons really put the foot down and, like, nope, nuh-uh, none of that. You know, today I caved. I went online and I got some hair loss products for male pattern baldness. I'm not bald. I don't have a bald spot yet. My hair is kind of thinning in the back. People at work say they don't even notice it until I point it out. But it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time. But I will fucking rage against that dying of the light. I will fucking not lose my hair. That's one thing I will fucking put my foot down on. Like, I will accept the fucking salt and pepper I'm getting on the side because I think that looks good. My hair, it doesn't go gray. It's going like fucking white on the side. Only on my right side too, which is weird. like a couple years ago, it's like, oh yeah, like maybe one white hair. But I look on the side now when I need a haircut because it's like 1.5 inches long. But it's like, oh yeah, I can see them. It's like there. I move it aside. I'm like, oh, there's a couple more. None on my left though, which is weird. I don't understand that. But anyway, I'm not gonna lose my hair in my mid to late 20s. I'm mid 20s now, and in a couple years down the road when I'm in my late 20s, it's nothing wrong. Male pattern baldness is normal, but I can fight it. I'm gonna fucking fight it. You dig? I'm not old. She looks up at me as if to ask, why? Don't give me those eyes, Mio, when I'm talking about my hair. Listen, people are gonna misunderstand if they see us like this. What? Seems she doesn't understand at all. Forget it. I get the feeling it was a mistake to talk to Mio about something like that. Besides, now that I think calmly about it, there's no way anyone would misunderstand. She and I have been like siblings. You've hung out with her like 4 times? But no, fair enough. You're already in protect tier. Ever since we first met in that place. Mia looks up at me with concern as I suddenly fall silent. No, it's nothing. She tilts her head to one side, but now seems convinced. But she seems convinced for now. By the way, you're about to go home, right? Looking down at her feet, I can see that she's already changed into her outdoor shoes. In that case, why don't we go together? Let's go home. Right then, yeah, it's settled. Okay. By the way, which club do you belong to? I walk along the usual road to school with Mio at my side. The drama club. Oh, you're a drama kid? Ooh, points deducted for Mio. There's nothing wrong with the drama club. It's the drama kids. You all remember. You all remember high school. Because I know my viewer statistics. Like 80% of my audience is like mid to late 20s. So you remember. I don't think anyone in my viewer statistics is like in that under 18 bracket. So I know none of you currently are in high school, but you remember the drama kids. Yeah. And if you were a drama kid, I'm sorry. Not for what I'm saying, but for what you had to be put through. Our band room was right near the auditorium, the theater, so yeah. Now that's unexpected. Noticing my complex expression, Mio begins to write in her sketchbook again. Drama club. Look, even I can read a drama club. I just thought it was surprising. I mean, she could do like the stage work. Mio takes out her sketchbook and slowly begins to write. Or like costume, lighting. There's a lot of things besides the people who stand on the stage and perform. As we walk through the twilight street, Mio puts her utmost effort into telling me the story of how she joined the club. It began with her wanting to convey something to other people. She wasn't as good as other people at expressing her feelings, on account of being mute. So she wanted to stand on the stage and tell something to a lot of people. Something, which even now remains vague. She turns away, looking a little embarrassed. So many things I want to say. Words finally come to a conclusion. I see. If you don't have words, you'll just have to find some other way to express yourself. As long as you don't abandon what you have to say, there are any number of ways to say it. Mio hasn't abandoned what she wanted to say. That's what this is about. I glance at Mio as she walks by my side. Suddenly, as if just remembering something, she runs her pen over her sketchbook. What's wrong, Mio? I'm hungry. She really doesn't keep you in suspense for long. Yeah, we're not gonna ditch her. We're gonna fucking go to the shopping district, of course. Our cute Kohai is hungry. This cannot stand. Want to grab something to eat before we go then? Exasperated, I make a suggestion. Uh-huh. She gives an energetic nod, and so we turn towards the shopping district. The shopping district is bathed in red light. Since it's Saturday, the students on their way home from school really stand out. Speaking of sunset/sunrise, there was an interesting sunrise today because of how cold it was. Like, normally the sky's like orange, but it was really, how do I put it? Champagne colored, I guess, for a lot of it. Like, there was a little bit of orange, but just as soon as like the sun came up, it was just like yellow. And the clouds had that cold steel look to them, and they were like kind of low and wavy. I wouldn't call it pretty, but it was unique. Since Saturday, the students on the way home from school really stand out. Yeah, I already read that. Of course, the same goes for us. So, what do you want to eat? She opens the sketchbook and pauses in thought. That seems as though she's struggling. Yeah, the shopping district is just full of places to eat. She seems to be genuinely troubled over the decision. Today's my treat, so have whatever you like. Sushi. Okay, let's go home. Hello? She pulls on my sleeve. Don't stretch the fucking threads. Hey, I'm just kidding. But if possible, I'd be happy if you chose something cheaper. There's cheap sushi, just don't get like the nice fatty tumas. Tuma? Nah, don't get the tuma, kid. The fatty tuna, like sashimi, that's like fucking $25 for 3 pieces. You're getting fucking California rolls, Mio. Let's see. Maybe like the shrimp tempura ones. She scribbles in her sketchbook with her pen. I will splurge a little for an unagi roll for you. Dude, fucking eel. Eel is fire. I love eel so much. It seems she's made her decision. Chocolate parfait. Parfait? Uh-huh. She nods enthusiastically. In that case, I know a good store. I may not look it, but I like sweet food too. When it comes to shops serving that kind of food in this shopping district, I've got a pretty good idea of most of them. Mio and I head towards one of them, with her pulling my sleeve and urging me on the whole way. The large glass bowl comes onto the table with a thud. Mio stares at it with a wide smile on her face. Stacked inside the bowl are a variety of fruits. Raw cream and chocolate, saturated with flakes. And to top it all off, the whole thing is covered with Neapolitan ice cream. It's the most popular thing on the menu in the store. Considering the volume and the change you still get from a 1,000 yen note, you might call this a store of unmatched benevolence. There we go. Words. Wah. She stares at the parfait with an impressed look as she mimics Wario. Or Waluigi. Which one? I think they both go wah. But it depends on the note, on the how the emphasis. I'm gonna say it's Waluigi, and it goes wah. Yeah, because Waluigi. There we go. Then putting her hands together to say a silent grace, she quickly mounts an attack on it. Itadakimasu. Picking out the wafers stuck into the ice cream, she crunches them while carrying more into her mouth. At the same time, she scoops at the vanilla ice cream with a specially made spoon. A normal one wouldn't be able to reach the bottom. Yeah, it's usually the really long, thin ones. You know the ones. I described that very poorly, but it's long, and the actual spoon head is pretty small. Taking turns between the two, she continues to load them into her mouth. What do you think? This parfait is not just about volume, is it? Uh-huh. No CG, though, which is kind of weird. She nods with a mouth stuffed full of cream. If it's too much, you can just leave the rest. Shake, shake. She shakes her head while still sucking on a wafer. Weird? I'll eat it all. Declaring her intentions through her sketchbook, she raises her spoon again. Okay, I get it. So, at least eat slowly. Yeah, you'll get fucking brain freeze. Okay. She continues to shovel fruit into her mouth. Watching her struggle against the parfait with cream stuck to the edge of her mouth, I wonder whether this is what having a little sister's like. Ooh. Putting the spoon aside, she heaves a breath. She takes her time, but unsurprisingly, it seems as though it's too much for her. She stares at the remaining flakes with an look. Now, you've had as much as you can eat, haven't you? Uh-huh. She gives a regretful nod. Shall we head home? Uh-huh. I lead a happy-looking Mio outside the shop. You alright, Mio? She nods as if to say, I'm okay. But, as expected, she lacks her usual liveliness. Well, I guess it's only natural, given how much she ate. Can you make it home on your own? She nods as if to say, I'll be fine. Well, even if she does puke, interesting thing I learned by accident several years ago. I went home, and there's this really good chicken place called Goldenrod's. And their chicken is fantastic, and their ice cream is also fantastic. And because I went there, and they do like you can get like the whole like the catering tray of chicken tenders. My parents got that, and we had it at home. And I had a fuck ton of ice cream, a bunch of vanilla ice cream. If you eat a lot of vanilla ice cream and proceed to throw up because you overate on chicken strips, it like doesn't burn at all. Like the cream, I don't know what it is. If it's like the cold and the cream, it like neutralizes the stomach acid. So I was just like, and it was like just coming up. But it's not like that miserable, like you're dying when you're normally puking. This is probably too much information, but yeah, weird thing, and I guess that is a thing where if you're gonna be sick and you know you're gonna be sick and you really don't like the burning, like your throat is going to melt from how acidic your stomach is. Vanilla ice cream really eases it up. Also recommend Zofran. It's prescription, but it is an anti-nausea. I got that when I had food poisoning. A fucking lifesaver. I really wish I could just like get my doctor like, hey, can you prescribe me like a big thing that I can have at home, like just in case? She nods as if to say, I'll be fine. Well, see you tomorrow then. Uh-huh. Parting with a full-bellied Mio at the shopping district, I head home. The sun is already largely hidden, and it's only this hour. Forced to realize once more just how quickly the sun is setting now, I put the shopping district behind me. Well, yeah, it's almost the winter equinox. Looks like we won't have to run today. And will we be skipping today, though? Or will we just end it here? Ooh. Let me think on this. Where's something I can flip? It's not that I don't want to continue. It's that I'm starting to get tired because I haven't slept yet. I've been up for almost 24 hours now. Do I have any coins? I don't have any coins, but I have this thing. What is this? Oh, it's like an inkwell for one of my fountain pens. Yes, I'm one of those people. Fountain pens are cool. Fuck you, fight me. It looks really good, but I'm gonna spin it And depending on what side it lands on, whichever one's facing closest to me, there's like the screw side, and then there's this other side, like plunger side, I guess. I don't know. You're gonna have to trust me on this one. If the screw side is facing me, we'll stop for now, and if the other side is facing me, we'll continue on for a bit. All right, here we go. Plunger side it is, so we'll push onward. The fates earned your guys' favor today. Once again, it's time for another boring day, classes. Ugh, finally, it's over. Shoving my textbooks and notebooks into my desk, I get up from my seat. I guess I'll just have a cafeteria lunch today. I haven't decided that. I head out of the classroom. On the way back from the cafeteria, as the chime sounds for the end of lunch, everyone who has gone outside makes a dash back to the classroom. I too hurriedly run down the corridor amongst them.
Kohei-kun!
Oh, hey, senpai. How'd you know it was us? Have you memorized our gate? As I'm running, someone calls me to a halt. Hello, senpai. I'm surprised you could tell it was me.
Kohei-kun nara ashioto de
Okay, you
wakaru
actually
yo.
did. It's hard to tell whether she's serious or just joking.
そうだKohei-kun。これを見てほしいんだけど。
So saying, she takes a leaflet from inside her bag.
さっきこんなのもらっちゃったよ。
What's it for?
わからないよ。だから読んでね。
So that's what this is about. Let's see. Accepting the leaflet from her, I give it a quick read through.
それでなんて書いてあるの？
Words. It says the drama club is putting on a play in March. This leaflet is a program for their production.
どこで？
Are they doing the cursed play? At the school gym?
面白そうだね。
So saying, she looks in the direction of the gym. Since it's for the drama club, I wonder if Mio will be performing too.
みおちゃんって演劇部だったの？
Yeah.
そうなんだ。偶然だね。
I'm not sure what she means by that, but I decided to nod anyway.
みんなで応援に行こうよ。垂れ幕とか作って。
It's very nice. You're a very good person, Misaki-senpai. What's the point of putting more pressure on her?
それなら隅っこの方でこっそり応援しようよ。
That's not what you really call support, is it?
難しいね。
Just be the friendly face in the crowd. All you have to do is sit normally in the spectator seats.
そっか。でもちょっとつまらないかな。
Why are you like this? There's no telling what you'll get up to if I leave you alone, is there, senpai?
冗談だけどね。
Really?
それじゃあ私もそろそろ戻るね。
Finishing up our conversation, she gives a wave.
バイバイ、浩平くん。みおちゃんに会ったら詳しいこと聞いておくよ。
She disappears down the corridor. Come to think of it, senpai, even if you do see her, just how are you going to get the details from her? Still, knowing those two, I get the feeling that they'll manage somehow. The boring afternoon classes done. Not going to skip. All right, cool. Looks like we're fully invested in the Mio Route now. With tracks engaged. Of course, there's no such thing as a class which isn't boring. That is false. The chime rings, announcing the end of the 6th period. Now then. Club activities. Yeah. I guess I should turn up the club activities for once. Stealing my resolve, I leave the classroom. I open the door to the club room. Sure enough, there's no one there. Stifling a yawn, I take a seat at the nearby desk and lie down. I am feeling kind of sleepy. I think I'll take a short nap. Club activities can wait until later. After all, I've had a lot to deal with today. schools should let you take a nap in them. Because honestly, real world, I took a fucking nap at work today. I was tired. I fucking worked hard. I came back in. My boss is like, "Hey, you look like fucking shit. You want to go lie down?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually I do." And I went into one of the rooms and I just fucking threw my coat down and lied down on the floor and turned off the lights. Like, the things your teachers tell you in high school is fucking bullshit, dog. I feel myself dozing off even as I contemplate these things, and it isn't long before I'm enveloped by sleep. I quickly start yawning. Oh. I quickly snap back to reality into the waking world. Where am I? As I regain consciousness, I find myself inside a pitch-black club room, with me sitting at a desk. Unwinding my body from the unreasonable posture it's solidified into, I get up from my seat. Holding my hand against a still groggy head, I totter my way into the corridor. Ugh, it's gone completely dark. It seems a considerable period of time has passed while I was asleep, during which my surroundings have been plunged into darkness. Did I really sleep for that long? I check my watch as my eyes begin to accustom themselves to the darkness. It's only 7 p.m. Even at this hour, it's already pitch black outside. As I head towards the entrance hall, I feel the cold air together with the arrival of winter. Given the time, it's not surprising that none of the lights in the corridors are on. Naturally, there's no one else in this entrance hall as I pass through on my way out. It sure has gotten late. I draw up to the dark school gates. Within the darkness, even the familiar scenery here seems completely different. I'm not exactly frightened, but there's definitely something eerie about the sight of the school draped in darkness. Yeah, the way shadows are cast, it fucking freaks your brain out. It's like actually a biological thing to be like your brain does not like the way things look with like dark shadows everywhere. I better get going. I pass through the open gates into the footpath. What? Suddenly, someone grabs me from behind. What do you want? Getting fucking mugged? I try to shake the person off, but they latch on persistently, showing no intention of letting go. Ah, damn it! I whirl around with all my strength, trying to tear the person away from my body. Halfway through, I make the additional maverick move of twisting my body in the opposite direction. There is, of course, no way anyone could still cling on to me after all that. The hands release their grip on my back. My assailant rolls onto the ground with a thud. Who's there? I turn around only to see... Oh... Mio, and she's on the verge of tears. But Mio! Uh-huh. Standing up at the sound of my voice, she gives a nod. What was that all about? She just stares at me with tears in her eyes. Suddenly, she wraps her arms around me in a hug. What? I quickly pull away. What's wrong? Please explain it all in a way I can understand. Mio sniffles before taking out her sketchbook. Yeah? Yeah? Take it easy, Mio. She is in tears as she holds her sketchbook. Just calm down and tell me what happened. I respond to her gently, as if persuading a child. After regaining some of her composure, she begins to run the pen over her sketchbook again. I left something behind at school. Ooh, sob. She looks at me pleadingly, as if she's about to cry. In your classroom? Uh-huh. Something important? Uh-huh. Sheesh. Careless as ever, I see. Her gaze drops downwards in dejection. Well, in that case, why don't you just go in and pick it up? It's not as if any of the doors are locked. Shake, shake. You scared? You scared, Mio? You little chicken? You, buck. I used to be way better doing chicken noises. I'm sorry. Her head quivers from side to side. Why not? She turns away before showing me her sketchbook with an embarrassed look. I'm scared. I get it now. It's not a problem to get back inside, but she's too scared to go inside the building. And so you've just been waiting outside the gates all this time? Uh-huh. You really are hopeless, aren't you? That explains why she called me to a halt as I happened to be passing by. So, what is it they left behind? She turns over to the new page in her sketchbook before writing in it. My sketchbook. You forgot your sketchbook? Yeah, she nods dejectedly. You mean, like a sketchbook for sketches, or your speaking sketchbook, like the one you're holding right now? Yeah, that definitely a problem for you. Wait, aren't you holding it in your hands right now? Was she senile? Look, man, I made this mistake last week when I was super tired. I had my wire strippers to fix that fucking RVDT that I had to repin, fucking bitch of a part. And this is like hour 10 in, and I'm like, I'm with the other guy, and we're looking in the box. I'm like, dude, where's the strippers? As I hold them in my hand, and I look at them, and then look back to the box. I'm like, I can't find them. And then I look at them again. I'm like, oh, I'm holding them. Haha, never mind. Turning back to her sketchbook, she adds another line on the same page. A different sketchbook. A different one? Uh-huh. Is this other sketchbook really that important to you? Uh-huh. She looks up at me with desperation written on her face. I see. Of course I'll go in with her. Yeah. Go in and pick it up. Just by looking at her, I can tell it must be something really important. Alright then, let's go in and get it together. Still sniffling, she gives a nod. Let's hurry up and be done with it so we can go home. It's already late. Okay. Giving an enthusiastic nod, she huddles close to my arm as she sets off. Looking up uneasily at the school building, standing in the cold darkness, she clings onto my arm. I told you, you'll stretch it like that. Well, I guess I'll allow it this time. After all, she does feel warm. Naturally, the entrance hall at night is pitch black. Really can't see a thing in the places where the moonlight doesn't reach. It's a very definition of dark. As expected, with things this dark, it's not going to be easy finding the shoe shelf. It looks pretty bright in here to me. Still, I know its general position, so I set off in that direction. Mio holds tight onto my arm as she nervously surveys our surroundings. I'm telling you, it's alright. She shakes her head with a whoa expression. I assume she's positively terrified. Casting looks into the empty darkness, she occasionally gives a start and fearfully rubs her face against my body. If you're scared, then close your eyes. She shakes her head pathetically. Heaving a sigh, I take my slippers from the shoe shelf and change into them. I don't know how to word this. Considerate way to follow the rules? Thing for you to do? To be honest, I would have just fucking walked in with my outdoor shoes. It's the middle of the night. Who cares? With Mio clinging onto my arm the whole time. Let's go. Okay. Wait, you're not going to change your shoes? Oh, come on, you have to. Oh. I sigh again. Go on, come back when you've changed. I'll wait here for you. Ooh. Pulling on my arm, she looks up with tears in her eyes. Okay, fine. I'll go with you too. In the end, she hold onto my arm while she changes too. Should be held there. A nice little correction on my part. I'm so smart for catching it. Why is it taking so long just for us to change our shoes? I'm feeling sad just thinking about it. This time, we're really going, Mio. Okay. Confirming her nod in the darkness, I begin to walk down the corridor. It's somewhat brighter here than it is in the entrance hall, thanks to the dim light coming in from the windows. Ooh. In spite of this, Mio still looks frightened. Reacting sensitively, even to the echo of our own footsteps down the corridor, she grips onto my arm even harder. My hand's starting to go to sleep. We continue to walk down the corridor. Hey, Mio, where's your classroom anyway? I can't move on without knowing where I'm going. Mio slowly points ahead to the corridor, down the corridor. This way? She gives an uncertain nod. She doesn't seem terribly reliable, but I've got no choice but to trust her. Slowly and cautiously, we walk down the corridor that should have been so familiar to us. Suddenly, Mio comes to a stop. What's wrong? She points to the stairs to our side. Do we go up these stairs? Uh-huh. Okay. Following her instructions, I turn towards the staircase. The only sound I hear is the echo of our footsteps as we ascend the pitch-black staircase. Mio turns around, looking behind us anxiously. It sure is hard to walk like this. It's no easy task, going up the stairs in this posture while being dragged down by Mio. Mio, could you please walk a little further away from me? Shake, 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 shake. She gives a frightened shake of her head. No, okay, fine. Sighing in the darkness, I climb the stairs. Is this the right floor? Uh-huh. Somehow, we managed to arrive on the floor with Mio's classroom. Come on, it's only a little further, so hang in there. Ugu. No, that's not you. That's not your line. That's not your line. You can't say that. That's copyrighted. That's Ayu's line. I don't see any taiyaki in your hands. You can't be uguing. She is literally Emi Kawaii Ugu. I haven't read canon yet. I mean, I've read like little bits. I started it, but then stopped for some reason. What is it? It's Air, the visual novel, is better, but I hear from a lot of people that canon's anime is better than the VN. Just they did a really good job of doing all the routes in one series there. Not to shit on Clanad's anime, but the first season of Clanad is... I might get crucified for this. It's pretty mid. Like, season 1 of Clanad, it's just alright. I didn't love it. They changed some stuff. They cut some stuff. Fucking Cape, he's not even... He doesn't even make a cameo. His entire route, character, everything about him... chopping block. I understand why they did it, because it's like a really fucking curveball route that goes off on a tangent, but like, come on, man. And they also changed up, oh god, what's her name? I can't even remember her fucking name. It's like the first arc of After Story, the girl in the coffee and the rice, the fried rice, her with all the gangs. Yeah, they changed up her story. That's fine. I'll forgive it. Also, you're a bad person. Well, I don't say you're a bad person, but if you romance Fuko, like, it's not as good. Like, the route is honestly better. The way to get onto... Well, there's like two ways to get on Fuko's route. You can either just go... You can start going the Nagisa route, but then you build up enough Fuko points that it becomes the Fuko route, but you're still dating Nagisa. And it's like, yeah, Fuko's doing her thing, but you're also still dating Nagisa, and it's like, at the end, Fuko's like, will you be my friend? But if you're not dating Nagisa, you get the will you be my boyfriend, which, like, yeah, it works, but like, honestly, Fuko's route just works better if you're her friend. I don't think that's a divisive opinion, but she gives a teary nod. There. She really does feel like a much younger sister. She should only be like a year younger than you, because you're a second year and she's a freshman. Mio comes to a stop, pulling on my arm. What's wrong? She writes something in her sketchbook before showing it to me. I'm gonna assume that's code for illegible, but it's too dark to read it. Come over here for a second. I lead her closer to the window. Here, with the light coming in from the window, I should be able to make it out. Sing is what it says. Who? She points at me. Well, I guess it might brighten up the mood. Uh-huh. But you know, there might still be teachers here in the school. If I sing, they might find us, right? And you say, yeah, we're going back to the classroom to get some stuff we forgot. And they'd be, okay, I'll escort you there and out. And that's that. I mean, it's not like you're breaking in. You specifically said they leave all the doors unlocked. She hangs her head in disappointment. Anyhow, we're about to arrive at your classroom, right? She gives an uncertain nod, as if to say, probably. In that case, let's just pick up what you left here and go home, okay? Okay. Good. I set off again, Mio in tow. Thunk! Something brushes up against my leg. It's one of the fire extinguishers installed in the corridor. With an incredible clamor, the fire extinguisher falls over. It sounded like shattering glass, but okay. Ah, crap. But it's already too late. Mio is in a frenzied panic at the sudden loud noise. She pulls at my sleeve with a desperate expression as if to say, oh, oh, oh! Huge tears well up in her eyes as she points senselessly in the direction the noise came from. Calm down, But it seems my voice can no longer reach her. Shaking her head from side to side, the tears stream down her cheeks. Calm down, Mio. Shake, 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 shake. She furiously shakes her head from side to side. Then she clings onto my body, her tears rubbing off onto my coat. Mio, it's alright. Really. I call to her from right beside her, trying to reassure her. Hello? I hug her close as I try to soothe her. Ooh. It's okay, I just knocked over a fire extinguisher. That's all it was. My voice finally appears to reach her. She regains her calm little by little. She regains her calm little by little. Sentence, yes, makes sense. Feeling calmer now? Uh-huh. Sorry for surprising it like that. Shake, shake. I see. Seems the panic has subsided. So, do you know where your classroom is? Gradually lifting her head in response to my question, she looks around the corridor. Then she points at a classroom just ahead of us. Okay, let's go then. Okay. We finally arrive at our destination. Is this your classroom, Mio? Uh-huh. Good. In that case, hurry up and get what you came for. Nodding, she heads over to a desk in the window aisle. Of course it's in the window aisle. There, she puts her hand inside the desk. Let's see. She searches around inside for a while. Finally, her expression changes into a smile. From inside the desk, she produces a sketchbook before pattering back to me. She happily shows it to me. It's an old sketchbook with its cover peeling in several places and traces of repair by sticky tape all over it. It's clearly something that's seen use over several years. Can I take a look? Giving a nod, she passes the sketchbook to me. At first, I feel some clicking in the back of my mind. Something clicking. This feels nostalgic. Then the nostalgia turns into confusion. Nostalgic? Why? But now that I'm holding it in my hand, I know for sure. I know the sketchbook. I slowly open it. On the first page is a character written in blue crayon. Mio. Childishly drawn, it occupies the entire page, spilling over the borders in some places. Next page is bye-bye. I turn the page. Bye-bye. 4 characters that occupy the entire 2 pages. The remaining pages are filled to the edge with dense characters. Closing the sketchbook, I look back at Mio's face. Fue? I see. So it was the character from Mio. Hey, Mio? Mio looks up in response. Do you remember what happened the first time we met? She lowers her head apologetically. She's probably apologizing for splashing that bowl of ramen on me. I see. No, it's nothing. I return the sketchbook to her. She happily accepts it. Shall we head home then? Uh-huh. Hugging her sketchbook preciously to her chest, she gives an enthusiastic nod. All right. I return her nod and we leave the classroom. Naturally, the corridor is still pitch black. Mio stares into the darkness, and then... What? Her face breaks into a terrified expression as she recalls what happened in the corridor. Clutching my arm with one hand, she grabs onto the classroom door with the other. Aren't you going to go home? Trembling in the dark corridor, she doesn't even try to move away. Shake, shake. She looks at my face with a frightened, pleading expression. Won't do any good for you to just stay here, right? Oh. I know you're frightened, but... Come on, Mio, be brave. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, it's your ability to overcome it. The absence of fear is stupidity. Recklessness. Mio casts a glance back towards the classroom. What's the point of going back in there? Oh. It seems she's terrified and just wants to go back inside. Just carry her. Grabbing onto my arm, she tries to drag me back to the classroom. She can't be heavy. She probably weighs like 80 pounds. Listen, just what do you intend to do? You gonna sleep in the classroom? Gonna fucking stink tomorrow? No amount of urging will get her to move away. She takes her sketchbook out. I'm scared. Even if you are, you can't just stay here, can you? Well, then again, it's like a genetic thing, isn't it? Like the majority of Japanese people don't have a gene that makes their sweat, like, stink, like a BO, like hard BO. Like, I am a heavily Caucasian Frenchman. I'm like 95% French. Like, even if I have like my 24-hour strength deodorant on, if it's been a rough day at work and like I come home and take my top off, it's like, what? But I guess like for Asian people, that's not that big a deal. It's like the earwax thing, you know? Genetics are odd. And even if you are, you can't stay here, can you? She ponders this for a while. Then she takes a seat at a nearby desk. Don't tell me you're really thinking of staying here until morning. Uh-huh. All by yourself? Shake, shake, shake. She shakes her head several times. Yeah, because we're not staying. I'm going home. I mean, I've got to stay here too? Uh-huh. I heave a sigh. Still, I can't just go on and leave her here on her own. Okay, I get it. I'll keep you company. Okay. She smiles and nods, her eyes still faintly moist. I take a seat at a desk near hers. So, what are we gonna do until morning? She gives this some thought before writing in her sketchbook. Talk. Yeah, okay. Hey, the drama club's putting on a play in the gym in March, aren't they? Uh-huh. Are you going to perform in it too? Uh-huh. She nods with an kind of smile. Are you gonna be alright? You haven't had any experience on stage, have you? Uh-huh. She nods uneasily. Don't worry. You'll be fine if you start rehearsing like mad now. Uh-huh. Give it your best. I'll be sure to come and watch. You have a really bad track record with keeping your promises, bud. Okay. She shows me her usual enthusiastic smile. And so we continue chatting about trivial things. If it weren't for the fact that it's late at night and we're inside the school, it'd be no different from one of our usual conversations. By the way, Mio? Mio? Classroom is quiet. I can hear the quiet sounds of Mio breathing as she sleeps. Looking over, she's lying face down on her desk, fast asleep. Are you asleep? She must have really been tired. Her breathing is peaceful and regular. Guess I've got no choice but to go to sleep too. It's still early, but I'm pretty tired too, having been dragged around by Mio. Good night, Mio. I gradually fall asleep while looking at her face. Little weird, bud. That night, I had a dream. Oh, God. Did you just drag the chair across the ground? Oh, fuck. Or is it a swing? I think it's a rusty swing set. A quiet park, with the only sound of squeaking steel echoing throughout. A swing barely in motion. And a girl standing there, expressionless. A distant, forgotten scene. A memory from long ago. Words spoken at the end. Remember, it's a promise. It's then that I wake up. Sorry, Nagamori. Mio's our real childhood friend. Childhood friendship ended with Nagamori. Mio is my new childhood friend. But seeing that it's the next day, and this episode is probably going to be like an hour and a half after editing, this is where we are going to end it. So, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time for the continuation of Mio's Route. Hope to see you all there. Later.